All right, welcome back to DeLoney V8 Motorsports and Burns Brothers Performance. This is the first big look at this 66 Chevelle. It's another project George took in down here. This thing's stunning. It's gorgeous. And there's no motor in it now, but what are you doing to this thing, George?
Yeah, this is a really nice car. I actually was contacted by the owner of this car through another job I did, so pretty good networking on that. So that worked out pretty good for me. I appreciate that. So anyway, so this is owned by a guy named Collin. It's a 66 Chevelle. As Dave said, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's really nice, and of course we love the old school Kragers on it. But so this car came in as 454 4-speed. Had a couple little issues that he wanted addressed. Transmission leaked, rear main seal leaked, and then he wanted a hydraulic roller cam put in it. He wanted about another 100 horsepower. So I took it in, I took it apart, and unfortunately, once I took it apart, you know, as we say, it's hot rodding. I found a few other issues with it. So it, the valve tips and the heads, the valve tips were mushroomed over pretty bad. So I couldn't even get the valves out of the heads. And then the number 2 cylinder, the piston was very loose in the bore. So definitely needed to bore it, and then needed to rebuild the heads, which the heads, we're gonna need the valve springs changed anyway. So it was just a good time to just go through heads. So also tearing it apart, I found out that somebody had knurled the crank snout for the balancer. And when they did that, there was 0 press left in the balancer. So it almost like slid right off. So there we are, you know, cylinder heads are wore out. They need to be rebuilt. The guides were loose. The piston was loose in the bore, so it needed to be bored. And then I needed to replace the crank.
And that was a cast crank?
It's cast crank. So yeah. I picked up another cast crank that was that fresh turned 1010. And then I took the short block assembly over to Tony Carbaugh at Carbaugh Race Engines. And I noticed there were some marks on the lifter bores that I'd never seen before, like actual gouging that you could catch your fingernail on. And he stuck his gauge in there and measured, and actually the lifter bores were worn 6/1000s. So the lifters would have been really loose in there. So we ended up swapping out that block, and we go to a different block. I had another one that was standard bore. So changed the crank, changed the block, and then I actually had a really nice set of 781 heads here, which are the best flowing oval port heads. And to guarantee this to the owner that I'm going to make the extra 100 horsepower that he wants, I decided to go ahead and switch to the 781 heads instead of the other heads that were on it, because I had to have them rebuilt anyway. They had to be completely gone through anyway. So went to the better flowing heads. They'll get new valves and springs, locks, retainers. That's all coming. Ordered the cam kit from Straub Technologies.
Where'd you land on the pistons then? So
I ended up with it's a small dome. I think it's like a 15cc dome. It's a Wiseco forged piston for it, and then ended up looked at the connecting rods. The engine actually had come from a machine shop. Like it was their like they had it just sitting in the corner for like when somebody comes in and builds an engine, because everything was marked shop on it. So you could tell that they just kind of pieced this thing together from stuff they had laying around. And when I pulled it apart, the connecting rods had been resized a couple times, and they still had stock bolts in them. And by the time you buy new bolts and have all the machine work done to them, I ended up just going with a brand new set of scat connecting rods for it. So I've done that on a couple other engines. The benefit is it's a brand new connecting rod, it's a cap screw, and then you can go to a floating pin. So it's not a press pin anymore. So way better design. There are a few issues with the transmission as well. I guess it would get stuck in first gear. I think that was just a linkage issue.
It's an M20 or?
I believe it's a 20.
Yeah.
But it leaks terribly. It's actually sitting over there on the other side of my shop, and I have rags around it because the thing is leaking so bad. So I'm probably gonna have to take that thing in and get somebody to go through it and inspect everything, and then just literally replace every seal on it. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's on the list as well. I just got the pistons and the rods. So that stuff will go over to Tony, and he'll get going on that. But yeah, like I said, really nice car. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think this one's gonna be, I think it's gonna exceed the owner's expectations a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna be really happy. The other thing I noticed, he had me check the rear end gears, and it has 308s in it.
Yeah.
With a 4-speed. So I think we decided on 355s, which will wake this thing up a little bit more too. So I think he's gonna be really happy with this thing when he starts driving it.
Oh yeah, tire burner.
Yeah. So.
Very cool. All right, thanks, George. We'll show you all around this thing, and we'll give you an update when it's close to running.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at the slugs that are going in this thing.
All right, so here's the Wiseco piston. Like I said, it's a slight dome, and we're switching to the 781 head. The old piston was a flat top piston with a closed chambered head. And since the 781 is an open chambered piston, we're going to a dome piston, so it'll actually keep the compression ratio the same. It'll be about 10 to 1. It might have been about 9 3/4 before, but it'll be almost the same compression ratio. So yeah, these coated skirt, floating pin. So yeah, pretty nice stuff. So
nice.
And
pump gas friendly.
Yeah, and they had them in stock.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
key.
always a plus. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Thanks, George.
Yep.